I'm Joanna Small, the Public Information Officer for the Commerce City Police Department. It's Monday, July 21st, and these are your weekend high or low lights, depending on how you look at them. It's essentially our video blotter where we give you a rundown of the most significant incidents your CCPD patrol officers responded to over the weekend. But we always like to start these off with a few fast facts. We answered 356 calls for service and made 61 traffic stops just on Saturday and Sunday. Now here are those highlights in chronological order. On Friday, officers responded to a felony menacing that stemmed from a road rage incident in the 4900 block of I-270 westbound. The victims told officers the driver of the suspect vehicle got upset over merging, got out of his vehicle, brandished a small silver revolver, pointed it at them, then got back in his vehicle and drove off. The victims took a photo of the suspect's license plate and were able to provide a description of the suspect. Using law enforcement databases, we located the vehicle and the registered owner, who lives in another jurisdiction. We've requested a neighboring agency make contact with that registered owner. This incident is still under investigation. Also on Friday, officers responded to another felony menacing, this one occurring in the 6700 block of Bel Air Street, and this one over fireworks. Officers were advised that after an argument between neighbors, the suspect was standing in the front yard holding a gun. The reporting party told officers she had threatened to shoot them. We recovered a gun inside the suspect's residence and took two parties into custody. The second suspect had also made verbal threats and simulated having a weapon while in contact with the neighbor. Both parties are facing a number of charges to include aggravated felony menacing, prohibited use of a weapon, being under the influence of alcohol or drugs with a gun, unlawful discharge of fireworks, reckless endangerment, and child abuse, as there were minors present during this entire ordeal. On Saturday, our camera technology that detects stolen license plates alerted a vigilant CCPD patrol officer to a stolen vehicle near his location. He was later able to locate that vehicle unoccupied in the 6000 block of Olive Street. There's no suspect information at this time, but the good news is the rightful owner will be reunited with their vehicle. That's good work, patrol. Overnight Saturday, officers responded to the 12,100 block of Hannibal Street for a single vehicle motorcycle crash. When we arrived, we learned that the rider had struck a parked vehicle and sustained injuries as a result of that collision. We also learned the motorcycle was reported stolen. The rider was additionally found to have an active domestic violence warrant for his arrest. The rider was taken into custody on the warrant and faces new charges for careless driving, driving under restraint, meaning without a valid license, third-degree motor vehicle theft, and unauthorized use of a motor vehicle. That same shift of officers Saturday were also called to the 10,700 block of Brighton Road for a gunshot wound. They learned the victim had been shot in the hand and was transported to the hospital for treatment. With the assistance of an Adams County Sheriff's Office K-9, a firearm was located in a prairie dog hole near where the shooting had occurred. A witness gave what we learned was actually a false statement, and it turned out that individual was indeed the suspect in the shooting. He was arrested on a number of charges, to include second-degree assault, illegal discharge of a firearm, possession of a weapon by a previous offender for being a convicted felon, violation of a protection order, and domestic violence. He also had an outstanding warrant for his arrest. The victim is expected to recover. Saturday, that same shift of graveyard officers were called to a two-vehicle crash in the 3100 block of I-270 westbound. It was determined that the driver of the at-fault vehicle was under the influence of alcohol at the time of the crash, which injured the driver in the victim vehicle. The causing driver was arrested for DUI and careless driving causing injury. Her vehicle was additionally impounded. On Sunday, observant CCPD patrol officers made contact with a suspicious and occupied vehicle on the east side of Los Valentes Park in the 7300 block of Oneida Street. The male sleeping in the front seat claimed to be borrowing the vehicle from a friend who could not be identified. The vehicle was found to be reported as stolen. The driver was taken into custody for second-degree motor vehicle theft and a failure to appear warrant. And finally, overnight Sunday, a CCPD patrol officer attempted to stop two trucks doing burnouts in the 8400 block of Ulster Street. He was successful at pulling over one of the trucks, and the driver claimed the passenger in the other truck flashed a black handgun at him. This felony menacing case has been forwarded to a detective for follow-up. That's all for now. We'll see you next time. Have a safer week, Commerce City, and remember, if you need us, we are always just minutes away.